and welcome to St. Patrick's Day Spooktacular! Woo! Woo!
It's actually March 14th. We had to shoot this a couple days early.
Alright, fine then. It's the Pie Spooktacular. Party! Drink it till you daddy! Woo! Everyone dance. I have a confession to make. I turned 21 this year. And I drank a lot for this episode. Like, I am fucking gone.
You drank half a glass of sparkling cider.
No. I when you weren't looking, I drank the whole thing. Like, fucking renegade over here.
Last week, I gave him a glass of apple juice and told him it was boxed wine.
You kid, like, I'm saying I'm a lightweight. Like, I'm not able to handle this shit. Well, I don't see you drinking nothing, you fucking pussy.
You wanna challenge me on drinking?
I don't want to challenge you, but if
you wanna challenge me on drinking?
You're not gonna fucking drink.
Okay, motherfucker. You ready for this? You ready for this? You open the goddamn floodgates on this one, man. Come on. No, you ready for this?
No.
You ready? You ready for it?
No.
God!
Come
on! I'm ready for this! I go hard in the paint, motherfucker! Come on!
Give it!
Come on! Drink it, you bitch! Drink it!
All right,
Drink it! Drink it! David? Yeah, drink it alone now. Hello, everyone. It's Matthew here. ShitFlix, kinda. St. Patty's Day. Got my green on. Notice that David is still sitting here. Well, David has been unconscious for like the last 3 days. We got a little concerned about it and whatnot. We've been actually feeding him intravenously through a hole in his stomach now. It's actually pretty cool. I should check it out later. But he has been unresponsive, so I guess I've got to do his bit and all the bits, actually. So, oh, we don't need to put the catheter back in.
Everything is hurting.
Well, that's what happens when you try to match me on drinking the first moment you decide to drink.
God, what day is it?
St. Patty's Day.
Oh, guy. We watched a movie for today. What?
Yes, indeed
what
we
was
did.
It? I don't know.
Dwegons and Leprechauns.
Right, the hold on, no, I don't remember any leprechauns. Where was the leprechauns?
One scene.
Oh.
I think.
Maybe.
Unless you also want to count the ending credits.
I need to go walk off this hangover. I'm gonna be right back.
Okay.
Fuck. Alright, I'm good. Dwegons and Leprechauns? Dwegons and Leprechauns.
There's no leprechaun.
There's a lot of Dwegons.
A lot of Dwegons. A lot of ugly motherfuckers and everything moves.
Checking my plot.
It's like David Cronenberg-esque body horror there. At least the original designs. But yeah, go for it.
Alright. I'm gonna say Flanagan's. Flanagan's sound right? Is that the family name? What is it?
I don't know.
Fuck. Alright.
It's not the Flanagans.
I'm gonna say...
Or maybe it is. I don't know. But at the same time...
I'm gonna say the
We're gonna call them the Flanagans.
Yeah. Alright, so... a long time ago, back in the Old West of...
Hey, we might be right.
A long time ago, back in the Old West of... A long time ago, in the back of the Old West of America, the gold rush was happening, and the Dwegons, a newly created species that is a crossbreed between leprechauns and fairies of Ireland and America, respectively.
Notice the fairies come from here.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. Anyway, so they're also going out for the gold rush. And one boy, Billy O'Flanagan, takes care of the Dwegons, and as such, their family, the Dwegons and the...
Just notice one thing about the Dwegons.
Okay, say it later.
They fly.
Yes.
Why do they need wagons?
I don't know. Gold's heavy. Anyway,
maybe they evolved at that point. Not all of them flew.
So they grew to have a bond with this family of the O'Flanagans. And as such, the American chapter of the Dwegons, because some went back to the homeland and some went over to China and whatnot, they live underneath Jim O'Flanagan's house.
Yeah.
Until one day he has a heart attack. And so
it's on screen.
His closest living relative, Peter O'Flanagan, and his son Timmy O'Flanagan, and their grandmother, I don't know, comes in and moves into his house.
Yes, it's on his mom's side.
Because there must always be an O'Flanagan in that house, apparently. So they live in this house, and they're trying to open up a new inn in the location, but they're just struggling quite a bit. So the Dwegons try to help by giving them gold. In the process, eventually revealing themselves through stupid fucking means. As they have revealed themselves to both Peter and Timmy O'Flanagan, and the grandmother. And the grandma. So all O'Flanagans know about them, even though they try to keep them secret at the beginning.
For the one other person in the house.
Yeah, but she was the interior decorator. So
she was obviously the girlfriend character.
Yeah. So after that point, there is a subplot going on the entire time of a Russian mob group trying to steal this priceless artifact known as the gem.
Sun. Something
sun. The prism of the sun or something. I don't know. It's very pretty. And
it's probably one of the best rendered things in the goddamn thing.
As such, they take once they get away from the crime, they go and stay at the inn to lose the cops. While they're there, this priceless gem is stolen by the Dwegons because they have gold lust, and
got a huge heart on for gold.
They decide to take it back to their little underground village of Dwegenland. So then, once they realize that it's stolen, the Russian mobsters hold up the whole family. It's like, show us where it went. And they're like, well, probably the Dwegons, probably. So they went down to Dwegenland, and there was this huge fight scene where they released this evil Dwegon from a jail. That was a bit weird, thinking about it. And they had fights with potato bazookas. And in the end, everybody went to jail except for the O'Flanagans, whose inn is doing great. The end.
I always thought I was one of the only few people who had friends with a potato cannon. I'm being serious,
potato
actually.
Potato cannons are mildly popular.
Yeah.
Not with imaginary creatures, probably.
Well, I don't know. I've never known any imaginary creatures.
All right. Well, one thing we need to
There's nothing to do with that goddamn movie.
One thing we need to start with the Dwegons, is there...
I need to say one thing.
Okay, go ahead.
About the Dwegons.
I have nothing more to say.
Not the characters or anything like that. It's one word. Well, not really. It's one phrase about this that encompasses the movie. Do you guys know what video game movies are?
Fun.
This is the one thought that constantly kept coming through my head. Video game movies, if you're on YouTube, you will have seen them everywhere.
Maybe. We're not talking about Super Mario Bros. Movie or fucking...
Or Silent Hill.
Silent Hill.
Any
Resident
game
Evil.
adaptations.
That's not what we're talking about.
We are quite literally talking about people who have filmed video games, of them playing video games and whatnot, and taken all of the cutscenes and put them together and basically formed kind of a movie. Sometimes you'll see some of the gameplay and whatnot, like with the StarCraft ones.
Right.
I Am Panics is a really good one of those things.
I remember with you, we watched Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah.
At least the first half of it.
It was it was like the first 20 minutes. Like the game itself was like 8 hours.
Wow.
But still at the same time, it's like, yeah. Like, and also, I love actually watching some video game movies because it's video games that I haven't gotten the chance or won't get the chance to play. This is that. But the problem is, with some games, kind of like you would get, like, as I said, like this movie had a very Banjo-Kazooie feel.
Yeah. Not in a good way, though.
Without seeing the adventure, you're missing out on the adventure.
It just seemed like there should have been
There's so much continuity errors. It's like we come in as like, how the fuck did these people get here?
There was one point in particular where like a pipe burst or something like that, and they're like, oh god, this is going to cost so much. And they're talking while standing over like this pipe. And then the one guy says a line, it's like, God, how are we ever going to afford this? And then the girl that she was talking to not 1 second before is now sitting at a table with tea. Like, don't worry, Peter, we'll figure out a way. It's like, I'm sorry, can you rewind just a little bit? Because I feel like there should have been something in there of some sort of mini-game of why the hell we're now at tea.
I think one of the main reasons for this, and we really only confirmed this in the credits, is that we feel that this movie, which, according to IMDb, an estimated $20 million went into this. This has a couple reputable actors in it, like Melissa Leo. You should fucking know who she is. But at the same time, this movie was obviously outsourced to some Asian country.
China.
Was it China?
I am
because there's
sure it's China.
There's two or three Asian companies responsible for producing this, and all the animation people are all Asian.
I had two reasons for believing it's China. Well, first reason is the font. I've come to recognize Chinese font. The second reason is that it seemed like Dwegen lands were sprouting up in all the same places that Disneylands are. There was one in California. There is one in Europe. And there's also one in Japan. But they didn't say one in Japan. They said one in China. And God knows China is never too happy with Japan. So they would probably just move that one over.
I would recognize Japanese names.
But imagine what they did.
And I'm sorry. For the life of me, I try, but I can't. And to be honest, actually, I'm going to lay this out. Names, when it comes down to names and faces, all Asians look alike, all blacks look alike, all whites look alike.
Bye.
The fact of the matter is we all look alike to everybody else. It's just the same thing. The fact of the matter is, though, and whatnot, I try my utmost. I really do. But the fact of the matter is, though, you all are looking at me and whatnot, and the fact of the matter is, you're all like, oh, you white people look alike too, because we all do.
Back to the movie.
Okay. Back to the movie. Sorry for that digression there.
What I wanted to say about Dwegens earlier was their strange addiction, not only to gold, but to donuts. For some reason, donuts, quoting the movie here, are to Dwegens as broccoli is to human. It's really, really good for them to have donuts, which makes you wonder what they ate for the 150 years they existed before donuts.
They were friends with Crispy. They were friends with the Keebler elves.
There you go.
And whatnot. They made all their shit.
And
whatnot. Then all of a sudden Krispy Kreme came into play and oh my god, what the fuck is all this? This is nectar from the gods.
The Dwegens...
It's an unhealthy addiction. I've seen what addiction looks like. This is addiction.
This is so very
These people are going, as I'm bringing this comparison back and forth, these people are going crazy for donuts that you would expect from, the fucking toucan, in the Cocoa Puff commercials.
Oh, God, yeah.
And whatnot. Or else, and whatnot, I was bringing comparison to Sonic and the Chili Dogs.
There was one time where there was a donut delivery truck with
5,000 donuts. You guys are a little suspicious.
Where a Dwegen was trying to break into the truck as it was delivered. And he got up and he pulled and he fell. And so he got up and he pulled and he fell. And then he got up and he pulled and he pulled it open. And it was...
They took 5 donuts and left.
Yeah. That's addiction. Putting in so much effort just to get the tiniest of fixes.
He's I need my fix!
And he busted it open. There isn't a lot we can talk about character-wise when it comes to the Dwegens.
There's two problems with the fucking animation.
I need before animation because that's going to take up the rest of it.
Yeah.
There is one... Alright, we're going to talk about the main Dwegen. Nosy...
Just call him Nosy.
Nosy Three-Horn?
I have no fucking clue. Just call him Nosy.
First off, all of the Dwegens just look fucking disgusting. Which I think is somewhat the point. They're half-breeds between... fairies and... Yeah, fairies...
It would have looked better if it was 2D or stop motion. Just like the ending credits had...
They had
concept shit.
Yeah.
And there was statues made some of these, and they were way better in that way. I'm if this was a Tim Burton, or... was it a Henry Selick-esque type stop motion movie? This would probably be scary as shit.
Admittedly, I think it was because they were still... Because half of the creepiness from these things are that they moved.
Yeah.
As soon as the claymation moved, it might have been just as creepy.
Exactly. I'm thinking something along the lines of a claymation Beetlejuice. The animation was just terrible.
But yeah, the main one was
Windows
Nosy.
98.
And not all of them had different personalities, but the one that really stood out for this was Sophie So Dwegen. which she was a British punk pop rocker of a Dwegan that had like braided eyebrows and like a pink haircut. Not like
her eyebrows
like pink is in
went down to her waist, mind you.
She's
like the Cyclos from Battlefield Earth.
She just stood out because she said some of the stupidest shit out of all of them. It's like, all right, all these other Dwegans, they grew up in the same culture. All of them. They grew up under this house. And Matt made the point. How the fuck did they become so diverse?
Yeah.
You can understand some of them picking up different hobbies.
Now,
and
maybe
like
a bunch of them came over from Europe and stuff like that.
Europe.
Well, they said they already contacted, later in the movie, they contacted the Dwegans over in China.
They contacted the Dweganland China ones.
To send them a giant robot.
Which one of them was the straight up, like, the teacher from Kill Bill 2. And the other one was...
Oh, Paimei?
Yeah, Paimei. Like the white eyebrows that just, whoa. And then the other one was just squinty-eyed, fucking... Oh, God, it was so racist. And if it wasn't made by Chinese people, I would think it was just American racism.
Actually, to be anything, if anything, it's like the people in this animation. All right, I want to show you this still shot.
Oh, we doing that? Okay.
Yeah, I want to still. We haven't shown you a still shot and whatnot. I took this at the last frame I was able to talk. All right, this face.
This guy is Peter. He is the father character. What happened leading up to this moment that you're seeing now is after they defeated the evil people and they brought. Oh, is it gone now?
Yeah.
After he defeated all the evil people, he was at a dance of all the Dwegans, and his son came over and said, "Dad, why aren't you dancing?" And he's like, And then the interior decorator chick that they've been hinting towards the whole time.
She's got a southern accent, by the way. Why is she in California?
She came up and she's like, "Well, I think I could show you how to dance, Sparky." And then that face showed up where he's like... And
that's his normal face, by the way.
You would think we were taking it out of context or something, but no, that was literally a half-second clip of just that face. It was terrifying and creepy.
She always has that weird smile, and he never shows any upper teeth. You're already talking right there.
Yeah, no! I don't think the Dwegans are
the kid's got perfect hair. Like, his hair doesn't get ruffled or anything and whatnot. You ever seen the movie Meet the Robinsons? Even his hair gets fucked up a bit. Like, seriously, man.
Alright, we need to talk about the animation.
Well, that's basically going into the animation. The fact of the matter is, though, is like the animation is so bizarre.
It's just...
It's like they took the concept designs, but never deviated from them. To a degree in which that everything is just stark standard and robotic and shit. But at the same time... It goes back, like, there's parts missing. So that's one of the things that I think that happened because they outsourced it. That they didn't write down everything that they needed to write down.
Or like
storyboard everything out.
They storyboarded it out and said, like, in this shot, they're over at the thing. At this shot,
but they never show any transitions.
They walk over to the table. But the walking part was implied. They didn't actually say,
it's like,
walk to the table.
I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what you're going to do. Well, maybe I could be over here. Well, I don't think that's a good idea. Just every clip in a totally different location.
And it keeps doing that in every scene.
And some scenes come out, and then they just result to absolutely nothing. Like, you would think character development is the kind
of... Like all of Sophie's songs.
Yeah, well, even then...
About donuts.
Sophie's songs I take as a bit of a break.
It's like,
it's just like, alright, we're breaking up those...
Okay, everybody, check your phones.
Yeah. Everybody good? Parents, you can zone out.
Do you need a bathroom break? Take a bathroom break.
That was the other thing, writing-wise, I really found. They spent, like, 20 minutes. This is an hour and 40-minute long film.
It's a long movie for a kids' movie.
They spent 20 minutes just elaborating and explaining virtually everything about their culture. How their energy works. How their generators are powered.
Rainbows.
They work. Yeah, me and Matt figured out.
Links back into the leprechaun bullshit in this movie. That's the title.
Me and Matt figured out that they use solar panels, but they only accept a single wavelength of reflected light. That's exactly how it works. There are red ones and orange ones and yellow ones and green ones and blue ones and indigo and violet.
I mean, fucking these are combinations, and also the character designs. Like, this is what happens when fairies and leprechauns mate.
That's the weird part. They have very lizard qualities. Okay.
No, keep going.
All right. There are many things about this movie.
I'm getting a visual literal aid.
Okay. No, they have very lizard qualities, but the leprechauns looked like you'd imagine leprechauns to look. Red hair, bearded at some point, and they had like green overall stuff. Fairies looked essentially...
No, it's not like these.
Not like
this
those.
is a good example.
Alright, fairies looked essentially like...
they looked like...
think Tinkerbell, but...
They looked like trolls with wings.
Yes, but they had okay faces, I think. I can't remember, because
they had like the lower
it was
teeth
one
going.
scene! We didn't say that, but
Yeah.
go on with your fairy thing.
Well, if anyone's ever read this book, it's called Fairy Wars. This actually portrays fairies in a really badass light. Like the thing is, like it's epic conquest and overcoming your own odds and creating your own mythology and whatnot. If you're gonna create your own mythology, use shit like this as an example of how to do it. Not this.
It seems like basically what they were doing.
Good fairies, bad fairies.
Even then, it wasn't. That was the problem. The leprechauns and the fairies showed up 2 times.
Yeah.
The first time in a scene where they explain how they came to be, and the
ending credits.
And the end credits, which was just
concept art.
There
was more concept art for leprechauns in the credit sequence than there were actual leprechauns in the movie.
Yeah.
The only time that I saw leprechauns at all mentioned in the very, like, when we first came across this movie, besides the title, was one that was peeking out from behind a letter on the poster.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, when the movie ended, it didn't have leprechauns attached to the title.
It was just called Dwegons.
Yeah.
Which apparently Dwegons and Leprechauns is the American, North American at least, release title according to IMDb. So, guess we got fooled this St. Patrick's Day. Woo.
This does not qualify as a St. Patty's Day experience.
The only thing that we had were the O'Flanagans, or whatever they're called.
And the woman had a shirt that said, "Kiss me, I'm Irish."
Yeah, there you go. That's all you need. The mobsters were Russian. The one girl was Southern. The Dwegons are every single nationality.
The Dwegons are fucking the rainbow.
Yeah, they're fucking the rainbow.
They're fucking the rainbow.
But this was not even a St. Patrick's Day movie. The last thing I really think we should go into is, since animation we've already said, it's just scary, is music.
Sophia did all the score.
They had apparently a whole orchestra. They had violins and shit that they credited all on one single page of, this is the symphony that we had.
I heard tons of royalty-free shit, too. Like sound effects and all sorts of stuff. I'm like, you spent $20 million estimated on this? Even if you spent half that, the fact of the matter is, like, guys, I have seen movies, animated movies, made by single solitary people over the course of several years that turn out to be shit that should be in the Academy Awards. But the fact of the matter is, you guys spend this much money to outsource your bullshit to some other country, and this is the crap you give us? Fuck you! Fuck all of you! Yo, what's his name? What's the director's name?
Tom Walsh.
Tom Walsh. Tom Walsh, this was your first movie credited on IMDb. I don't know if this is your actual first movie. You know what? Seriously, fuck you. I personally challenge you.
Whoa.
If you find this video and whatnot, I want you to respond to it. I am calling you out, you son of a bitch. I want you to explain this personal travesty that this movie is. Fuck you.
Happy St. Patrick's Day. I found it very strange, though, that whenever there's a outsourced thing, typically they show, like, the credits that they have to. Like, here are the animators. Here's, like, the lead director over in that area. Here's the person that was the go-between. And then here's all the English people. This one showed absolutely everything that had to do with the outsourcing. They showed the driver for the company.
Was it like a 5-minute like credit sequence?
Oh, longer, probably. Oh, and there was one point at the very end where Nosy was like, "Hey, you! I don't want to be digging into your business, but I think your girlfriend's seeing another guy. I'll tell you who he is if you give me a donut." And I'm like, "Nosy, you tell me that shit now."
You tell me right now. Oh, wait, I don't have a girlfriend.
Oh, yeah, that's...
Yeah. So I don't have to worry about that. We're mentioning that way too much in every episode. Stop it.
What are you talking about? My number's 443. All right.
No. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts for me is like this movie is just a clusterfuck, and it was because of the animation. Like the lines and shit that I could get over. I've heard shit like this along this line before. It's nothing new. But the fact of the matter is that because the production itself was pieced together so poorly, that's what just compounds the effect. It's just you know what you're doing with an open wound? You're making it bigger. It's never good to do that. You want to sew the wound up, not make it fester. That's it.
Happy St. Patrick's Day.
So, happy time of year.
For my final thoughts, I kind of wish that the problem being Leprechauns as a whole, except for the Leprechaun series of films, is a very unused part of mythology because it is such a niche time of the year that you can watch it. No one ever says like, "Oh boy, it's October 17th. Let's watch a Leprechaun film."
Unless that Leprechaun movie like appeals to any time of the year.
But no one ever does. They only use it when it's the St. Patrick's Day sort of thing. As such,
or Halloween for that matter.
Oh yeah, well, as such, there's not a lot of good Leprechaun out there. Like, and I know we weren't going to get something good out of that. That's why we picked it for the show. But at the same time, I wish that I had known that it wasn't about leprechauns.
Wouldn't have wasted our time on it.
Well, we would have gone to like the original Leprechaun. Even though we both already seen it, we can still get angry at it. There isn't a lot of Leprechaun films on Netflix. That's what I'm saying.
There's 3.
There's 3
or at least
as of now.
Streaming.
Maybe they'll put some up later, but
I'm
as of
supposed to
now,
swap them out next month. So.
What would I say about the movie? I want to say it's a cash out, but even then, it wasn't cashing out on anything.
I don't even know how much this movie made, if it made anything.
It seems like they were trying to create a new IP almost with Dwegons, because there's no other Dwegons anywhere else before this, unless it's like buried on the internet.
Who else would come up with that name?
I don't know. But it's.
By the way, the guy who made this, somebody related to their mother, his wife or his sister or whatever and whatnot, co-wrote the script with this, so this is a family thing.
I don't have a problem with that. I'm okay with things like that, but this definitely didn't turn out well. There's no possible way I could have ever have seen this working, even as a kid's film, because there's just too much about it that's strange.
And just don't work.
I would honestly not be surprised if one of the characters was just like straight cursing constantly. It just they don't draw a line anywhere on where they want to be. And
Dwegons hell.
Yeah, it's Dwegons hell. Oh my god, I'm on fire! Little things.
Semi-automatic machine guns.
Yeah! Anyway, that's enough about that. So, don't watch. And, Matthew! Still St. Patty's Day.
Still is indeed.
We need to celebrate in the same way our fathers and forefathers did.
Okay.
Alright. Let's do it.
Shepherd's pie and booze.
Donuts. What the fuck were you thinking of?
Well, I'm actually Irish, David. It's not just the shirt.
Go fuck yourself.
What? I don't have a drinking problem. You don't know me. Fuck you.